بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Welcome back, guys. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Thanks for all the support and the love. Jazakumullah khairan. Hopefully everyone is doing all right in our absence. We'll give you the glad tidings and brag and boast about the blessing of Allah upon us. Bragging and boasting and taking pride in Allah's ni'mah on us all. The trip to Malaysia, alhamdulillah, was immensely successful. It was a beneficial trip. It was a fruitful trip from so many different aspects. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide us with sincerity all of the time, in the beginning and in the end. And we also ask Allah Azza wa Jalla for acceptance. Alhamdulillah, we fulfilled our destiny. We carried out our mission. We handled our amana of going there, doing the classes, delivering the lectures and the speeches, the khutbah, alhamdulillah. Hopefully the people benefited and learned. The feedback was great. The hospitality was great. My brother Khidr and brother Ashiq, they took very good care of us all, along with my entourage, alhamdulillah. Abu Saeed, Abdul Qawi, Nafis. Everything went well, alhamdulillah, everything was good. Of course, life when it's dunya, and this worldly life is imperfect in itself. The nature of the life in the hayat dunya is imperfect. It's nature. Not the fact that there are imperfections, but life itself is imperfect. So there's never going to be absolute perfection. Everything is not always going to be perfect and easy and sweet. And we know that da'wah, fi sabilillah, da'wah ila Allah, trying to teach the people and educate the people and call the people and just being a Muslim is going to bring certain things, all right? And it's never ever going to be a bed of roses, ever. And if you think that it's a bed of roses and, as the Arabs say, taqbil al-ru'us wal-aidi, kissing of the foreheads and hands, then obviously you're in the wrong profession. To think that da'wah is going to be just, someone's going to kiss your hand and your head every single time. There are going to be difficulties, there are going to be hardships, there are going to be trials and tribulations, there are going to be arguments and disagreements, there's going to be harassment and things like this from the non-Muslims. There's going to be prejudice and discrimination from the Muslims. Okay, there are going to be challenges and trials from the Muslims, no doubt about that. But alhamdulillah, we know that two types of ease will never be overcome by one type of difficulty. Inna ma'al usri yusran, inna ma'al usri yusra. Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentions that the word فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ, and yusr doesn't have an alif and a lam. And when there was asked a question by a brother who doesn't speak Arabic, who doesn't read Arabic, he's not a student of Arabic, of the Quran, he says, I've read this narration that double ease will never be overtaken by singular hardship. What does that mean? There's no two ease mentioned in the verse, in the surah. What does that mean? Allah mentions the word usr how many times? Twice. And He mentions the word yusr how many times? Twice. So how does that make sense? How is it two types of ease or two levels of ease or double amount of ease and a single amount of hardship? How does that make any sense? He said to me. He says, I don't get it. What do you mean? This is a manifestation of certain things in the Quran that you can never understand in English. And there can never ever be an equivalent. It can't be done. And it's impermissible to attempt. To a person to bring a book in English and say, this is the speech of Allah, this is the word of Allah, this is the miraculous book that has been sent down to challenge the people. It can't be done. Certain things which can never ever be translated and copied over in English. So in Arabic language, the word usr is mentioned twice, but it has an alif and a lam. And the word yusra, is mentioned twice, and it doesn't have an alif and lam, it has a tanween, a fatha tanween. So the ulama of Islam, they say that the Arabs say, whenever a word is repeated twice with alif and lam, then it's only one word, but the thing is repeated. But whenever the noun is mentioned and it's indefinite, it's nakira, fi siyaq al-ithbat, is Allah is affirming something that's an indefinite noun, then it has to mean two things, and it's no longer one thing anymore. Yusran, this yusr and that yusr with one, al-usr, the difficulty. So they say that whenever there's one type of difficulty or one level of difficulty, then there's always going to be at least what? Two types or two levels of ease. So whatever you go through on a trip of sickness, of you being tired, you being fatigued, whatever is going on in the airport, in the airplane, in the country coming back, there's always going to be more ease. Allah's mercy it supersedes and it extends His wrath. So alhamdulillah, the trip was good. The trip was fun. Walillahi alhamd. We saw many things there, and we learned many things there as well. I would personally advise all of the brothers and sisters to be grateful to Allah for what they have. Be grateful to Allah for what you have, of the deen and of the dunya. And also aspire to get more of the deen and be content with what you have of the worldly life. If Allah blesses you with more things, then alhamdulillah, that's a beautiful thing. You're grateful to Allah for that. You're thankful to Allah for what He has given you, that's a blessing. And if Allah gives you just a little or a specific amount, then be content. Be happy and be pleased with that. Because when you travel the world and you go to a different country and you travel for 20-something hours on an airplane, you're in a whole different dunya, pretty much. You see different people. You come across different people. And you realize that your life isn't so tough. It's not so difficult. It's not that bad. And you also may realize that the religious problems that you have in the United States and the UK may not be that bad in comparison to other countries, in comparison to other people with regards to their aqidah, with regards to their practice and their ibadah and their fiqh, and the problems that they may suffer from. All right, what's going on and what's happening to the Muslims right now in China? All right, ethnic cleansing and concentration camps and all types of stuff that they're doing to the Muslims as we speak in China. When we were in Malaysia, forget the Muslims in Malaysia. No, we saw Muslims from China in Malaysia in the museum. What did they look like? How were they behaving? What was their status? What are they going through? What knowledge? And the list goes on. You be grateful for what you have, all right? And being in the United States of America, in Philadelphia or New York or Patterson, New Jersey or Newark, wherever you are, and just have the correct aqidah of al-Islam, the aqidah of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah, among all of this kufr and shirk and churches and crosses and crucifixes and atheism and agnostics, it's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you may go to a country and you may encounter certain Muslims who may not have that correct aqidah. They may not have been blessed with it. They may not have been giving it to them like Allah gave it to you. And they're in a Muslim country, in a Muslim land, and all of their parents and grandparents are Muslim. But they may be astray in certain aspects. So you're grateful to Allah for that. Alhamdulillah, visiting the IIUM, Islamic University of, or the International Islamic University of Malaysia was an amazing experience. Well, alhamdulillah. It's a huge campus with tons of students. No doubt you could feel the hunger and the thirst from the brothers there, from the sisters as well. Okay, the students of knowledge, walillahi alhamd. The lecture that we did, that main lecture, and then the lecture on Saturday as well, was a very great experience. And I'm grateful to Allah, and I was honored to be their guest and to be their speaker in that huge crowd with all of those people that are traveling from different countries, different cities, different towns to seek knowledge, learning in Arabic and learning in English. Walking up to brothers, people shaking your hands, them introducing themselves to you. You tell them who you are, your name says, yes, I know. I watch your videos online. I'm from such and such a country. I'm from this state. I'm from Alabama. We had a brother from Alabama, an old sheikh named Hussein. All right, black American brother. He said, Assalamu alaikum. He said, Hussein, Alabama. That was his introduction. He was an old head. Over there, what? Seeking knowledge, studying. Gray beard, henna fading away. And he was what? He was learning. And you have brothers in the United States that are young, fresh and strong, making excuses. I didn't get accepted to Medina. Or I ran out of money in Egypt. Or Yemen is cut off, so I can't seek no knowledge. I can't study. I'm waiting on my papers to come. I'm waiting. And Allah knows best how old this brother was, and he was overseas learning and studying in Malaysia. How far was Alabama and Malaysia? He was learning, seeking ilm, all right? We met brothers from Morocco, all right, who were hadith disciples, speaking in all Arabic. Brother, he said, let me take your picture before the rest of the crowd comes. I said, my name is Muhammad. He says, I know who you are. He says, I watch your videos on overseas in Malaysia and there. I study, I benefit from you online. All right, so it was a very humbling experience. Wallahi alhamd. One night we went to a restaurant, right? And it was a Middle Eastern restaurant. So as we were sitting down to order our food, a brother, he walked up to me. And this is the last time I mentioned about the trip. And he wasn't a brother that you would think or expect to be a hadith disciple, right? He didn't have a big beard. He didn't have a sajda mark, all right? He didn't have on a thobe that was above his ankles. He didn't look like no studious sunnah type of guy. So he walked up to us. I was sitting on the edge of the table. Across from me was Sheikh Hussein Yi. Allah bless him. I'm sure you've seen him online before. He was our host that night at the dinner table. So he says, "Can I get your picture?" I said, for what? Faddal, we're all Muslims, Bismillah. And he had on his phone, before he took the selfie of us both, he was watching a live stream. He said, "SubhanAllah, before you came to the restaurant," he said, "I was watching your lecture that you just did at the masjid, at the Khadim Center." He says, "I was benefiting from the live stream." He's saying this in Arabic now. So this guy has a pretty much almost shaven face and pants in a restaurant. I didn't know him from a can of paint. And he says, "I saw you on a thing and then I recognized you and I said, I want to take a picture with you." So the point is, you never know where Allah Azza wa Jalla will allow people to learn from you and benefit from you. From all different walks of life. People that you don't expect to be listening and learning and watching. So that's a big lesson for all students of knowledge and for all da'is, scholars, imams, whoever's listening, is never scorn your actions. You don't know where Allah will put barakah. You don't know what Allah will allow to be opened up for you. You don't know. Just do it, all right? If you have the ability to teach something and spread something, that's what you should do. You shouldn't hesitate, who am I, or there's someone better than me, or someone older than me, and all the different excuses that the shaitan, he comes, right? And he makes, and he allows people to fall back from doing what Allah has allowed them to do. You don't know whose life you're changing. You don't know who's benefiting from you. You don't know who's learning from you. What's important is be sincere, know what you're talking about, and Bismillah. There's always going to be someone better than you. There's always someone older than you. There's always someone faster than you. That doesn't stop, all right? So you just worry about yourself, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and perhaps Allah will raise you. And perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow the sunnah and its banner to be raised through your efforts. Wallahu alam, jazakumullahu khairan. All of the brothers and sisters in Malaysia who supported us, who showed us love, may Allah accept it from you all. Wallahu alam. Further.